In the 1993 All-Star Game, John Kruk stepped into the box against Randy Johnson and instantly regretted it. Johnson, standing 6'10", unleashed his first pitch, a blazing 95-mile-per-hour fastball that sailed right over Kruk's head. Kruk's helmet flew off, and so did his confidence, even patting his chest like, "Is my heart still beating?" When he stepped back in, he wasn't even trying to hit. He was just trying to survive. Meanwhile, the entire dugout is cracking up, watching Kruk's reaction. From that moment, he wanted no part of the plate. He bailed out on every pitch. 3 pitches later, he struck out without even trying, laughing the whole way back to the dugout. It wasn't just an at-bat, it was comedy gold, showing even the best can look helpless against Randy Johnson. This is the single dumbest way to get ejected from a baseball game. The batter gets rung up on a called third strike. He clearly thinks the pitch was outside and that the umpire blew the call. But instead of just heading back to the dugout, he decides to do the one thing guaranteed to get you tossed. He draws a line in the dirt to show the umpire exactly where he thought the ball was.
Boom! Goodbye! You're not drawing a line. Out!
In baseball, this is the ultimate sign of disrespect. It's an unwritten rule that you never ever show up the umpire like that. It's an instant ejection from Little League all the way to the pros. So what do you think? Did the player deserve it, or was the ump just on a power trip? Let me know in the comments. Everyone told this kid he'd never make it in sports, but bro had something to prove. Born with one hand, Jim Abbott wasn't supposed to make it to the big leagues, but he didn't care what was supposed to happen. He invented his own way to pitch and made it work. He learned to throw with his left, then quickly switched the glove onto his hand to field. It looked impossible. It was impossible until he did it. Then came September 4th, 1993, Yankee Stadium. Abbott stepped on the mound and made baseball history. 9 innings, no runs, no hits, no excuses. A one-handed pitcher threw a no-hitter. Jim Abbott didn't just prove people wrong, he redefined what's possible. Baseball isn't just about bats and balls. It's about rituals, superstitions, and legends that live forever. Take Wade Boggs, for example. He ate chicken before every single game and still hit over 3,000 career hits. To this day, he's known as the Chicken Man. Then there's Moises Alou, who famously skipped batting gloves because he toughened his hands by urinating on them. Yeah, you heard that right. And of course, the legendary curse of the Billy Goat. A Chicago tavern owner was kicked out of Wrigley Field in 1945 for bringing his goat, and he swore the Cubs would never win again. It took 71 years to break that curse. Then there's the curse of the Bambino. When the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees in 1919, fans believed they were cursed, and Boston didn't win another World Series for 86 long years. And don't forget Jason Giambi's golden thong. To break out of a hitting slump, the Yankees slugger wore a sparkly thong under his uniform. It worked so well that his teammates started borrowing it for good luck. Superstitions in baseball aren't just quirks. They've shaped history, fueled rivalries, and turned players into legends. So on October 9th of 1996, a rookie shortstop named Derek Jeter stepped into Yankee Stadium, and baseball history changed forever. Just months earlier, Jeter was fighting to keep his spot on the roster. Now, under the lights of the ALCS, the Yankees were trailing the Orioles, and a 22-year-old kid was about to flip the script. The pitch came in. Jeter swung and sent it deep to right field, but it looked short until a fan reached out. Jeffrey Mayer, a 12-year-old fan, leaned over the wall and pulled Jeter's fly ball into the stands. The umpires ruled it a home run. Tie game, chaos. That moment, it turned Jeter into the face of destiny. The Yankees went on to win the game, the series, and eventually the World Series. Their first in 18 years. And it all started with one swing, one fan, and one name that would echo through baseball forever: Derek Jeter. Imagine making it to the major leagues, but never throwing a single pitch. In 1971, 21-year-old pitcher Larry Yount was called in for his MLB debut with the Houston Astros. He warmed up, took the mound, and was officially announced into the game. But disaster struck. Right before his first pitch, he felt pain in his elbow and had to leave the game. Here's the wild part. Because he was officially announced, his appearance still counts in the record books. Larry Yount's entire MLB career, 1 game, 0 pitches. It's the shortest career in Major League history, yet one of the most unforgettable. And yes, Larry is the older brother of Hall of Famer Robin Yount. Talk about a family legacy. Sports history has some weird traits, but one deal in 1962 is so bizarre it's almost a joke. The Cleveland Indians traded catcher Harry Cheedy to the brand new New York Mets. Pretty simple. The Mets would send back a player to be named later. Standard move. No drama. Months pass. The Mets finally have to settle the deal, and the big question, who's this mystery player heading back to Cleveland? Some rookie? A struggling pitcher? A future star? Nope. The Mets sent back Harry Cheedy, the exact same guy they got in the first place, meaning he was literally traded for himself. To this day, that's still the only trade in MLB history where the player and the return were the same person. The most exciting time for any baseball fan is the postseason, especially if their team made the playoffs. One mission, one goal, win the World Series. But have you ever wondered why they call it the World Series when almost no other countries play? You'd think it was a global tournament, like the World Cup. Nope. Major League Baseball's World Series is basically all US teams, plus one Canadian team, the Toronto Blue Jays. The name goes all the way back to 1903. Back then, Major League Baseball wanted to crown the best team in the world. And since the US was pretty much the only country with professional baseball, they figured, hey, that's the world. Some people say it was named after a newspaper called the New York World, but historians say that's just a myth. So technically, it's the World Series because at the time, America was the baseball world. At least now we have the World Baseball Classic, where we actually get to see the best teams from around the globe battle it out. Plus, the name World Series, it's too iconic and legendary at this point to even consider messing with it.